South Africa. He spent 12 years at IBM, handling various roles in multiple jurisdictions, including as director of IBM Channels EMEA, based in Paris. He studied mechanical engineering at the University of KwaZulu-Natal, and of course, in 2021, he was awarded an honorary doctorate by the University of Johannesburg. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for nyathi.
Broadly, and I will do that. But I'm going to draw on a number of companies that I've worked for to try and help learn some of the messages that I'm going to learn. I've worked for a company called Altron for about 6 years. It's a company that was, at the time, going through a difficult time, and I call it a near-death experience. And right now they are very, very strong. I will go on and refer to Eskom and also my time at MTN. So those will be the companies that I draw from these leadership insights that I'm going to be sharing with you. So, but the starting point, as we talk about leadership, we generally, think that everybody is a leader. In my mind, not everybody is a leader, but at the same time, everybody leads where they are. You may not be having a title called a leader, but where you are leading. So there are certain things that one needs to do at an individual level. But those who rise and end up leading others, there are certain additional demands that are placed on them to make sure that they create the right kind of environment that makes those people that work for them to bring their A game when they come to work. And this is something that we generally do not find. So there's a general problem about leadership, and not just in our country, but broadly, globally. And this is something that we need to pay attention to, and I'm going to be highlighting some of that. So, as we think about those who are aspiring to become leaders, I think the first thing that one needs to do is to ask yourself the question, are you able to manage yourself? This is really an important question. Are you able to manage yourself? I see some of our leaders who are out there, whether in private sector or in the public sector, that continue, when you look at it, you say, wow, we're supposed to be respecting these people, and this is how they are showing up, and this is the kind of challenge that you are facing, and that's why I'm posing that question of, are you able to lead yourself? How is your life really? Is it a mess? And then if there is all of this mess around you, and then we are entrusting you to be the person who is running around and leading our city, for example, what is it that we would expect? We would expect chaos, right? So these are the kind of things that we need to have a very honest conversations with ourselves. So when it comes to looking at ourselves as individuals, as individuals, the first thing that I'm challenging each one of us to do is to look at this journey called personal mastery. Looking at we need to understand who is Mteto. What are the things that this person is good at? What is it that I am not good at? And that pausing and having you to have this deep understanding of yourself, that self-reflection, is something that sometimes we do not do. And as a result, we end up given an opportunities sometimes where we should be saying, no, I should not be taking that. Knowing all that I know about myself, I should not be taking that job. And we sometimes do. So this thing of what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, is something that we generally do not do. So I'm asking yourself to focus on this thing of self-awareness. I took when I got the call from the president to join the Eskom team, I had to ask myself the question, is this something that I can do? Talk to the challenges of Eskom. If they don't, then I don't care whether you're the president. I should be telling you, sorry, Mr. President, this is not for me. Because my whole experience does not talk to the challenges that you are asking me to go address. And it makes life so easy for everybody. So this self-awareness thing is very important. The other point that I'd like to make around this is that I am an introvert. As an introvert, one of the things that we're good at is we are good listeners. And we're supposed to be. and think about it now, I'm putting together a team, an Eskom, a team of people that are working for me. And generally, most people, they like to hire people who are like themselves. You think about it, and you're starting to hire all of these people. These are introverts, introvert. All over your Eskom is introvert. We're supposed to have a discussion. But all of these people are great at listening. So my point here is that having that good understanding of yourselves can also help you to ask, who are the kind of people that I should be having around me to complement me? Because I'm not able to bring everything on the table. I need to ask the other members of the team to be able to bring that. So that's the other piece around self-awareness. The values, wherever I've been, the thing that I'm leading, I'm driving, is this thing of values. It's the values, because this is the thing that really creates the culture of an organization. It's the values. Most organizations, they have values. There's no problem about that. But are they living the values? That's the key question. Are they living the values? But here I'm talking to you as an individual. What are your values as an individual? Have you paid attention to what these values are? Many of us are walking around not knowing that there is this software that is driving our behavior. How we show up, there is this software, and that software is actually the values. Most of these, we got these things when we were growing up, from our families. You may find that those values are really now not talking to the environment that I'm finding myself, but it is still controlling me. I say that this is more like a default setting. If you buy a smartphone and there's a default setting, and sometimes you have to make some changes to those default settings so that this thing can continue to serve you. And the same thing with the values. I look at myself, I come from the Eastern Cape, and my little village there in the Eastern Cape, one of the things that are being done there is that they expect, when I was growing up, it's like, if you are a great child, you need to sit there and keep quiet, you know. You should not be joining this discussion of adults, you know. You must be seen but not heard. So if I continue to do that, I am a great child. That is where I was growing up.